project was the most, I think, challenging project I've worked on to date, and I think our whole production crew would probably say the same thing. So it feels good to have, a bit of closure to wrap such a large project that, it's the type of thing where I'm sure that we could have continued to tinker and work on this thing for eternity, but that's the beauty of a deadline. At some point you need to seal it and finish the chapter, move on to the next. The interesting thing is while all the locations in the film are pretty different, and some appear to be, we found it all so fantastic and great in the film, and then we go to a location it's difficult and hard. But I think if I try to let go of my preconceived notion of good and bad, we as humans have this habit of putting something in the category of, oh, well, that's a good thing, or actually that's a bad thing. I think trying to let go of those ideas and simply take what happens as it comes, I find I learn a lot from the more challenging situations. I think one thing that we've really taken away from the film is the fact that when you go somewhere with expectations, oftentimes it's a setup for failure or disappointment. Sure, you need a plan, you need a goal, you need the dream, which is that kind of driving, guiding light, but expectations, you really shit on the experience that you go and have. And so I think for this film especially, we've had to really set aside our expectations and go in with more of a kind of an openness to allowing what's going to happen. And through the act of doing that, things become much more joyful. Part of the challenge is there is no consistency in what we ride. A jump that you have in a competition, you can practice on it. So you can ride it for days and hit it 100 times and continue to try to polish your trick. Now, what we're doing in the backcountry, we're finding features that it's the first time we've hit it. We don't know how the jump necessarily will feel, how much impact there'll be in the landing. And on top of that, with powder, we're trying to, get it in the first couple shots, because after that, then, the snow's ruined and you're landing in bomb holes in the landing. So it's a different dynamic. You have to be a little bit more, on it, because you can't practice. Sometimes there'll be, weeks go by without us even being able to ride. And so you show up on that day to hit the jump, and, you need to be on it as soon. So I'm not going to say it's necessarily more difficult. It's just different. I mean, I think it's more fun.